Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Micah and I'm coming to you barefaced today because I will be comparing the Anastasia and Zoeva foundations for you in a nice little wear test. I'm going to be wearing both of these foundations all day on my face to see how they actually compare. Now I've actually not seen anybody do this kind of video, but a lot of people have been saying that the Zoeva is a good dupe for the Anastasia foundation, and I hope it is because the Anastasia is nearly 50 euros over here, so it's quite expensive. And of course Anastasia right now is not necessarily the brand that everybody goes for, and the Zoeva one is around the 20 to 23 euro mark on their official website. So I thought I could give it a whirl, compare these for you, put them on my face, one side for the Anastasia, one side for the Zoeva, and see whether these are any different or not. I've seen people do like putting them on and comparing them when they first go on, but I haven't seen anybody actually compare the wear time of these and whether they are any different or not. So let me just get started with applying these. Let me talk about these foundations a little bit first. If I sound a little bit out of breath, I haven't quite gotten over my cold yet. However, I am doing much better, but I do still sometimes feel a little winded and whatever, so I do apologize. And the hair is in clips to keep it out of my face, but also to tame it, because when I took it out of my bun this morning and it was like this, so yay. But yeah, let's talk about these foundations first. So both of these foundations I have already tried on their own, so I have two dedicated reviews for both of these products over on my blog, which I will link down in the description box below. And I do have to say that these are really good foundations. These are some of the best foundations I have ever tried at both of these price points. So I do really like these, but I haven't really put them side by side to compare them. So what I first want to do before I put them on my face is to swatch them side by side on my hand to see whether they, run down the same way, what the shade is like, etc, etc. So the Anastasia one I have in the shade 130N, and the Zoeva I have in 030N Ambition. So both of these lines come with cool, warm, and neutral undertone foundations, and in both of these I went with one of the lighter neutral tone shades, just so you know. So let me give these a shake just to be sure, and I'll start with the Zoeva one here and the Anastasia here. So one pump, just to be fair. Now the Zoeva one is doing great when it comes to the pump. The Anastasia one, mine, it seems a bit broken, but oh yeah, these have a very similar texture now that I pumped them out side by side. So this is what they look like. This is the Zoeva and this is the Anastasia. As you can see, the Anastasia is a bit more runny. Let me tilt my hand a little bit. And I think the Zoeva is a tint, like a hint more yellow toned, whereas the Anastasia is definitely a little bit more neutral. A little bit more pinky compared to the Zoeva one. So they do have different shades. So a neutral for Zoeva is more yellow leaning, and for the Anastasia a bit more pink toned leaning. Now, since the Anastasia is running down so much, let me apply that one first. So that's going to go to this side of my face. And I really enjoy this foundation. It feels very gel-like, you could say, which is a texture that I haven't tried much before. So that's what the Anastasia looks like on. I need to blend this a little bit further down my neck. But as you can see, I don't really need to blend it that far down because the shade range, like the shade match, is that perfect. It has nice coverage, but it does look very luminous as well. It has a medium coverage that I think you can very easily build up to a fuller coverage look for sure. But on me, I feel that's not necessary. I like something that still looks quite natural. And now we're going to be applying the Zoeva. As you can see, more yellow. And this doesn't have, it still has that very smooth texture that the Anastasia has too, but it feels a little less gel-like, I feel. This feels more like what I'm used to that a foundation feels like, if that makes any sense. But let's see what they look like when I blend this out too. So that's what both of these foundations look like on. I feel like I haven't blended it well here. A bit more down my neck. So the Zoeva one, same thing as the Anastasia. I feel it definitely gives a very similar effect. I feel it perhaps has a little bit less coverage, but that might just be that I have a little bit more texture on this side of the face. But it does look very nice and luminous. I do feel that the shade match of the Anastasia is a bit better for me. You can definitely see this has a more yellow undertone. However, it's not as if I'm now looking in the mirror and someone who I would meet on the street is like, you're wearing two completely different shades of foundation. It's not like that much of a difference, I would say. And I hope to be able to show you that a little bit when I take the camera in my hand, when I have all of my makeup done. And that's also when I will set the timer for the wear time. So what I'm going to do right now is to finish off this face of makeup, and then I'm going to show you what everything looks like on a little bit more close up. So that is the full face of makeup done. Wearing a Persona Cosmetics Identity 1 palette on my eyes, Bite Beauty lipstick on my lips. The primer I'm wearing underneath these foundations is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh, and I powdered using the Hourglass Veil powder, which is the powder I've been using lately. And the concealer I've used is the Zoeva Authentik Skin concealer that goes with the foundation. So I don't know about you, but I don't really see that many differences. Like, now that everything is done, you definitely can't tell that this is a bit more yellow tone and that's a bit more pink toned. Like, this just looks like one makeup-y kind of face. I do apologize if my next check-in, like, a lot of foundation has rubbed off around my nose, because I am still a little bit sniffly, so it might be that I have to blow my nose a few times today. The time is 11:23, so around 11:30, which means that I'm now going to just go about my day. I have some chores to do in the house. I need to clean, I need to do dishes, do all of that. I didn't want to try foundations on a day where I would technically just be sitting on the couch reading all day, because that's not really a foundation wear test for me. So I definitely wanted to have something to do. So I'm going to go about my business right now, and then I'm going to come back with you 2, maybe 3 hours from now, and then I will be checking in with you to show you what this looks like. So let's do this. Righto, so the hair is up. I've done the chores that I had to do, and I just wanted to quickly update you on how this foundation is looking. Do you see a difference? That's the Anastasia side, that's the Zoeva side. I don't see a difference. I don't see any difference between any of the two sides of my face. There just isn't any. It's not creasing on me, it's staying put really well. It looks lovely still. It doesn't look overly cakey or anything. It's starting to wear a little bit here on my chin, which is what usually happens, but other than that, this is doing great. And this has now been on for 3 hours. It's about 2:30 right now, so that's really lovely. So I'm just gonna chill and not really do anything else today. So I will update you again, I think around like 6 p.m. It will be dark by then, so I will have to make use of some artificial lighting by that time to show you how these two foundations continue to wear. Right, so it's about 6 o'clock right now, and as promised, I would do another check-in, and yes, I brought out the ring light for this one so we can see very well that, again, I don't see any difference between these two foundations. I think the Zoeva side is a little shinier than the Anastasia side, but only just. These still look really nice on. The chin is perhaps looking the worst for wear, and then here on the side of my nose, as you can see, just a little bit more shine on this side, but it's still looking really nice, really glowy. These are just two really excellent foundations. I can't fault them, really. I do have to say, though, that after my last check-in, the only thing I did is like watch a movie. I watched Tenet because it's now out to buy and to rent on your local whatever it is you're using. I use the Weekday. That's what the app is called here in the Netherlands. So the local cinema has this like rental service, and I decided to buy it because I really did love the movie when I saw it. So yeah, that's all I did. And I was waiting for an H&M package that apparently seems to have gotten lost. This whole lockdown thing, you guys, it's a bit mad. So the postal services are completely overworked, and I think it has to do with that because my doorbell did ring, but I never even got the chance to open the door. And now the track and trace says that the package was delivered, but there's no package. And there is no card saying that it was left with one of my neighbors. So I've now asked my neighbors whether they have received anything. And if not, I'm gonna have to file it as missing in a few days with H&M. So that's lovely. Anywho, so I really didn't do much apart from that. So, but yeah, a little bit of shine around the nose area. That's normal for me, especially after this many hours of wear. I mean, I put this on before noon, so this has been on for 6.5 hours. We're nearing that like work day kind of situation. These foundations are both really, really lovely. The Anastasia one is perhaps holding up a little bit better. Just saying. But overall, these really don't, there's really no difference here. I really like both equally. I think in terms of texture going on, the Anastasia is a bit easier to blend. I like the shade a bit better. And the formula is very gel-like, which I really, really like. It feels a bit more hydrating on the skin. Whereas the Zoeva one is more like your traditional foundation kind of texture. And it has a slightly more yellow undertone, even though both foundations are marketed as being neutral. But as you can see, like on the face, there really is no difference between these two sides. Like the shades are right for me. The coverage is what I'm looking for. These are two really, really great foundations. I can't fault them. I'm going to do one more check-in for you right before I take all of this off in another couple of hours. So sometime, I don't know, 9-10 p.m. tonight, that's when I'm going to turn on the ring light again, and we'll have another look. Right, so I just finished the day, and I'm so ready to take off this makeup because it is past 10 p.m. by now. And I am very much ready to say good night to everyone. But I wanted to update you on the wear time. I had some food since we last spoke, which is why I guess my chin is looking a little worse for wear, because I had something that had a little bit of like oils in it, so that kind of got covered all over my chin. And I also noticed around like the 7 to 8 hour mark that my nose is now also really starting to break up. So in terms of wear time, I think that it's like 6 hours of like really, like 6.5 to 7 hours of really good wear time. But then around the 7 to 8 hour mark, that's when you really can see the foundation just rubbing off in places. But for hydrating foundations, I think these both have excellent wear time. And again, between these two sides, I still can't really see much of a difference. Like, this is the Anastasia side. It didn't get super oily. It never got cakey, or you know how some luminous foundations that are a little bit more on the dewy side can really sort of like look super shiny at the end of the day. And I'm now also filming with a ring light, which makes everything look super shiny. So that didn't happen. So I'm happy. Then the Zoeva side is a little bit more shiny in the nose area, but the foundation already did that around the 6 hour mark, so that's nothing new, and that didn't get worse. Both of these aren't accentuating any like pores or fine lines or anything like that. In fact, I think, at least in this lighting, my skin still looks really nice. I do have to say that around my nose you can definitely sort of see the powder sitting there. I mean, this is why I don't film at studio lighting normally, because ring lights make everything look prettier. They just do. It's like a filter for your face. But yeah, you can see the makeup sitting on my skin a bit more in real life. I feel them with this kind of lighting. And by the way, if my voice sounds really weird all of a sudden, I'm still getting over my cold. It was almost bronchitis, but I got over that, and I have been on the mend ever since. But I feel that towards the end of the day, my voice starts giving out. And that's just a sign I need to go to bed and, you know, just chill for a bit. But yeah, this is looking lovely. I'm very happy with these. I think they're very comparable. You don't have to splurge the 50 or so euros on the Anastasia. You get the same kind of thing from the Zoeva. And I think that shades 030N in the Zoeva Authentik Skin, and the Anastasia Luminous foundation in shade 130N are very, very similar indeed. Even though this one, when I swatched it, looked a little bit more yellow toned, the Zoeva one, and this one looked a little bit more pink, I do feel that they don't look weird on. Both of them are very wearable. In terms of shade match, I think the Anastasia one is a little bit better for me, but as you can see, the Zoeva one doesn't really oxidize or start looking weird on me. Both of them just look really natural and really lovely and glowy on this skin. I'm very happy with both of these. I will definitely make sure to get more wear out of these for sure. And if you stay tuned, I'm currently filming videos every single day until the end of the year. So up until New Year's Eve, I have a video coming for you every single day. And one of those videos will be my favorite foundation and like other complexion products of the year. I think both of these are going to have to get a mention in that video. So who knows? Hopefully you would like to stay tuned, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this video today. So please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me, and then I hope to see you very much, very, very soon in a new video. If not, happy holidays, and I hope to see you in the new year in a new video.